Good morning. What's up, Florida Nightmare? Got someone in the gym with us today. So we're going to go through our initial stretch and warm up a little more quietly, which you guys will probably appreciate. $50. Good morning. Back up to seated. What's up, Tortellini boy? Sparky Noodles. You guys got some great names. Seated twists I really recommend for beginners. It's really friendly to all exercise types, and you can also go nice and slowly. You don't have to speed through it. It's 5 same side, 5 across. Hold the last rep, step through. What's up, Dave? So from my yoga / band workout yesterday, definitely feeling a little sore in the legs, but even more so in my lats. Those rows that I pinned on my Twitter, really effective. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good little yoga, 100 sit-ups, 100 air squats with a calf lift. Great way to get warmed up early. Do one more stretch on the lower back, and we'll hit the treadmill. Haven't done cardio since the half marathon Sunday that got out of control. So we'll see how the knee holds up. But 100 air squats when we're still relatively cold is always a good sign. It's definitely warming me up. But we'll do a couple more cat-cows, donkey kicks, and fire hydrants just to make sure we're as loosened up as possible. It's also nice to do these after air squats if you feel your lower back tighten up at all from the hard work. Ten into fire hydrants. Nice butterfly. And then, ugh, that's gross. Sorry about that. I smoke more weed. One more downward facing dog. You can see my feet really clearly here. This is what I do when I say pedal. My right heel's down to the ground while my left knee's bent. Really getting the stretch in the right hamstring and calf, and then opposite side. It looks super simple. It is super simple, but it's very effective in stretching out your calves and warming them up. Really good for injury prevention. One more time for the back. All right, time to start running. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's have ourselves a day. I hope everybody's doing well. I got some company in the gym, so I'm not going to be too loud. I'm going to start running, and I'm listening to Adele. Good day. All right, guys, gym's empty. It's Tuesday. Let's get after it. Give some updates when I'm off the treadmill. The gym is still empty. With the knees feeling fully recovered from Sunday. Again, I ran somewhere in the 10 to 12 mile range, and
like a sword. Today, my lats, my back muscles from the 80-pound band rows that you can see on my Twitter timeline pinned at the top. Holy cow. That, after all the yoga, really isolated my back muscles and made them sore. So check that exercise out. If you're struggling at all with imbalance in terms of maybe building out your chest and your shoulders, but not really getting your back. You see that a lot from guys that get discouraged when they can't do a lot of pull-ups, kind of give up on it. Lats, working those rows, working our bands with our reverse curls, building up your forearm strength, your back strength, and your shoulder strength, along with everything else. That's how you're going to start doing those pull-ups. You'll find more symmetry in your body, more balance, more strength. Oh, it feels good to run again. Just as I say that, don't smoke. Don't smoke, guys. We can know how we feel inside instead of going down an endless road, not knowing if we dead or alive. But something's only fighting for. So feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut now. Work, work. Enrique Iglesias. Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me cry? Would you save my soul tonight? Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Do you swear that you'll always be mine? Would you lie? Would you run away? Am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? I don't care, you're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain, oh yeah. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Oh, I just wanna hold you. I just wanna hold you. Oh yeah. Am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? I don't care. You're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. 7 a.m. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. I can be your hero. I can kiss away the pain. And I will stand by you forever. Come on, hit that note. You can take my breath away. You can take my breath away. Not you, treadmill, bitch. I can be your hero. It's one of the only songs I know every single piece to inside out. And I'll tell you why. Look up the music video with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I was about 14. End of story. If you're out there, Jennifer Love Hewitt, I am single. I'm interested in dating someone a little older than me. I think we'd make a great match. No offense if you're married. Oh shit, she might be with Freddie Prinze Jr. My bad, Freddie. No disrespect. Where's Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar? Whichever one he's not with. Whichever one he's not with, I'm all in to date. All in. Be a good husband too. Maybe boyfriend. That's why I'll never with you. Say that kind of shit on a first date. Don't. So, what are you looking for in a husband? So we're running a little bit slower, a little more lightly because we bagged ourselves up on Sunday with that half a marathon run. And I'll tell you, the knee, I can feel it, but I don't think it's really strained. It's just a little reminder, hey, lunatic, run your 2 miles, but don't get cute today. We're still recovering. and I will heed the advice of my knee. It's one of the biggest things with exercise is the guy who used to coach Prince at Head Hunt. He'd say there's a big difference, a huge difference, between being hurt and being injured. It took me a while to figure that one out. The other one that was more easy to understand was excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink. That always did. Always did. Shout out to you, Coach Fritz, wherever you are. Such a legend. There was a high school basketball game. I had a propensity for getting into foul trouble, believe it or not. I black out every game. But I had one game, it was the second quarter, just a couple minutes left. And I remember I was literally proud that I had no fouls. Not proud like pat myself on the back, proud like I'm not coming out of this game. I'm going to play the full, I think it was a 32-minute game, 8 minute quarters. And sure enough, somebody drives to the hoop, try to take the charge. They don't give me the call, even though they should have. So I get a foul. And then I'm so frustrated with myself for getting the foul, I took the ball, slammed it hard against the ground, so I got a tee. Get taken out of the game. Went from not in foul trouble to I had a technical, which also counted as a personal foul in high school back then. And I had 2 fouls all of a sudden. Went to the bench fuming. Coach Fritz was sitting at the end of it. And he looked at me. He said, nobody can question it. You're competitive. But man, you're a fucking moron. Tremendous insight in such a succinct manner. Effective language. Great coaching. All right, just about 2 miles. Knees starting to get more sore. So what we'll do is change the motion, slow it down, take our sip of body armor. Do a little uphill march. But again, we want to protect the sore part without completely hiding from it. Yesterday, Frank and I had one of our longest walks yesterday. We did 15,000 steps, or maybe 13,000 steps in one go. I think it was 15 actually, which is basically like 7 miles. And we didn't take one single solitary break, which it's hard to explain the difference in 2 years. Because we used to walk for 3 hours and not travel half the distance we do now. Frank's step count doesn't accurately portray how much each stride has improved. And he's just moving, his gait, his movements, hips, his knees, it's all just completely different. Completely different than anything he's ever felt in his life since childhood. And you got to remember, Frank's turning 50 in a couple weeks. So, wherever you are in life, just get started. Don't worry about the end result. Don't put a bunch of pressure on yourself. Just get started somewhere. Anything. Anything's better than nothing. So I'm only walking on a 7.5 incline, half of our usual, as I'm milking my knee a little bit. But I still want to get that uphill walk motion. I want to get a little extra in my booty, a little extra in my calves. But I'm also trying to be sensible here. We got to always make sure we're setting ourselves up for more success, being deliberate in what we do. Down. Also, want to send my condolences and love to the Mangolds and to Beef's family. Didn't know either of those guys particularly closely, but I had interactions with both of them multiple times. Mangold I actually met the first time I met Big Cat when I low-key figured out where they were in LA and just showed up. There's pictures of that. It's pretty iconic. And Mangold was such a nice guy. And I remember it was him and all the guys from the Yak. And he was the least weirded out by me buying everybody shots. And he took 2. And he was just a character. And with Beef, I think when you think about like your legacy as a person, the one thing you saw from every single person that's dealt with Beef on any level whatsoever was the same consistent thing, which is he might be the nicest person I've ever met. A real gentleman, extremely kind, really nice to be around, really fun to be around, always smiling, always laughing. And there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in life. You can win championships and titles and money, and houses, and cars. But eventually we all go. And in my opinion, there's no greater legacy than that. And I hope his family's doing the best they can in a tragic situation, but we also hope they're really proud of the man that he was, because he touched a lot of us, and what a way to be remembered. Just pure kindness and something everybody should strive for, especially nowadays. It seems like people just, love being assholes to each other. And it's kind of nicer. It's kind of fucking more fun when everybody's cool to each other. And not everybody's going to be Beef cool. Not everybody's going to take their hat off every time they shake hands with anybody. I mean, he was next level, gentlemen. But at the minimum, we could all take a little bit from the way he carried himself and pay it forward and try to honor him. Wish I could have spent more time with him. Again, it's not like we were super, super close, but just like everybody said yesterday in all of their tweets, the guys that really knew him better, he was so nice to everybody. Not just the bosses, not just the people he thought he needed something from. Because trust me, it's obvious. When you do that, you think you're clever, you're not. Everybody knows exactly what you're fucking doing. When you're actually humble and nice to everybody, that's also very obvious. Gym is empty. Fart when you need to. What? All right. Get into some more lifts. The other tough one for me that I've talked about on the stream before. I feel like you guys are my people that are actually watching this stuff consistently. But my pops has been battling dementia, which is very difficult, and millions of families deal with it. My granddad even had it, but it's obviously very different when it's your parent. And yesterday was another day where we had a bit of an incident. He's in the hospital now. It looks like, relatively speaking, he should be okay. But it's a struggle. Every day is a struggle. Every day is really, 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 really hard. And for anybody out there with family fighting this awful disease, just know you're not alone. You know that if it's kind of fucking with your family a bit, if it's making dynamics hard, if you're frustrated, if you feel helpless, if you feel sometimes just exhausted and demoralized, it's one of those diseases that just, you don't really get any good news. It's just bad news followed by bad news followed by bad news. It takes a lot of mental strength, I think, to get through it as a family, and to do everything from a place of love. And I'll tell you one other thing. One of the best blessings of my life before having to deal with this was becoming close with Stu Feiner. Because for all the funny, stupid, silly shit that Stu says to entertain us, in the summer of 2023, I basically lived in Stu's house. And Howie was very sick with dementia and a ton of other health issues, very old. And Stu could have just kept him in the nearby nursing home that he was in. And frankly, been a good son just doing that. But the love Stu provided for Howie, day after day, go pick him up, quite literally get his car, and then we physically pick Howie up, physically put him in the car, drive him over to the Feiner estate, put him in the lawn chair, and sit there and laugh as much as we could. Stu Feiner, my hero when it comes to being a good son. That dude was the best. Howie was so lucky to have him at the end. And that's just what I try to aspire to. All right, sorry about all that info, but again, R.I.P. to Mangold, R.I.P. to Beef. And yeah, Pops is in the ICU, but should have news early today, and hopefully he'll be able to go home, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna do some bench press leg lifts. I'm actually gonna put my computer here just to mitigate the risk of accidentally committing indecent exposure on the internet, meaning I don't want you guys to see my balls. Here we go. First time you do this, you gotta make sure you got a spotter. You don't even want weight on the bar, because I'm gonna lift my hips up in the air, which means I have to be able to balance on my upper back with total confidence with 135 pounds. So don't do this just willy-nilly. It takes a lot of practice. Good 10, 11 reps. And it's the old push and pull. So we push on the bench, we pull on the pull-ups, not rocket science. All right. So let's fuck around a little. Go for 185. Right now I weigh 154. So this is dangerous. Probably shouldn't do this without a spotter. Haven't really been benching over 200 in some time. But every now and then, the old dog needs to put up some big weight just to feel it. Key here without a spotter. No pinchers. So if I can't get it up, I lean to one side and the other. Want to make sure you have a good centering, positioning. Get a clean lift. And then down under control, explode up. Utilize the breath. Don't compromise on form. And the last thing, I can't listen to Jeff Buckley, hallelujah. We got to do something else. We got to do something else. All right. Let's see if we can get like 3 here. Let's see if we can even get 1. 185. Peanuts. 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 That was not peanuts. 185 3 times. We're going to go for 200 pounds today, ladies and gentlemen. We might die in the process, but we're going to try. 10 on either side. First, we got our second set of pull-ups. Push, pull, push, pull. Woo! All right, left shoulder is the only thing feeling a little funky dunky. Head hunt football, baby. Yeah, the left shoulder's a little sore from that last set. Second to last rep. So we're doing big circles. Loosen it up. We got 205 on the bench. And I weigh 154. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 of these. Extremely dumb without a spotter. Can't emphasize that enough. Come on. Ah. Whew. Here we go. All right, 205. Don't want to push the shoulder too hard. Back to our pulls. Woo! That inside grip works your chest quite a bit. So when you superset it with the bench, you really get an extra burn there. Going back to 135. This will be our last set on the bench. We'll do it with leg lifts again. Actually, if I put it up here, look at that. You guys are on the treadmill. How cool is that? All right. So I'm gonna get a good view of the reverse crunch bench press. Assuming my left shoulder doesn't explode. Okay, here we go. This damn perch is so far out. Woo! Great work on the bench. All right, did 100 crunches pre-run, sip of Body Armor, Tropical Punch Flash IV. I told a CEO of Federico on LinkedIn, I said, I live stream every day. There's a Body Armor right next to me. Just letting him know I'm basically a living commercial for him. $50 more. We're sneakily putting together a nice workout here. At the end of this set, we'll be at 200 crunches, 100 air squats, did nice yoga, a couple miles, a little uphill, bench press all the way up to 205, bench press leg lifts, and 3 different sets of 10 pull-ups. Ah! Oh, I figured out my Halloween costume, by the way. Is anybody actually in the chat? Sometimes it looks like there's a couple hundred views or, 1,000 views. And I never know. I also don't know if I can make it more entertaining. If you guys like when I narrate more, and I tell weird personal stories, or if it's better for me to just stay shut the fuck up and show you what I'm doing. Morning, Ethan. Morning, everybody. Did some cat cows. We're going back to our donkeys and fire hydrants.
child's pose. Trying to sink the butt between the hips, between the ankles. Back to our butterfly. Right foot over left knee. It's great for anybody with a sore back. Oh, I appreciate you, Florida Nightmare. My most loyal guy. Yeah, yesterday was a really hard day for us. Frank and I were walking when we heard the news, and I definitely think it hit us in a very weird way. Because Frank's very open about it. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He always says, you know, he might be dead if he didn't start taking care of himself. I think that's one of the reasons he really tries to do everything he can every day. You know, content's always the excuse, but the truth is the man's drunk on life. And he has his freak outs, and he's got his own personal PTSD that we'll talk about one day. Nobody ever wonders why Frank freaks out. They just either think it's funny or they think he's an asshole, but nobody ever asks, you know, what's the root cause here? And I think the truth is demons will always be in there, but he's in such a better place mentally and physically. And it's just so important to be grateful for every day, because at any moment it can all just be taken away from you. Go from the mangled tragedy to beef tragedy, and then my mother called me in the middle of the day, and my father collapsed and hit his head, and it's just one of those days. You got to keep going forward. Most of all, to honor those guys that have gone down before us. Good for the shoulders after doing a lot of pressure on them with the bench press and pull-ups. Some twists. I'm trying to do more seated twists because I think it's a really good entry point for a lot of people that are not big on exercising, much less, you know, dynamic type movements. And like you could just go real nice and easy on this. And the twist is going to feel good. At first, you might be a little bit more hunched over if you don't have good posture, but it's okay. Keep working on trying to sit straight up. Try to sit straight up so your abs are working to hold yourself up. And then you can go faster. Also, whenever I do these live streams, which I guess I've done quite a few of them now, I feel a responsibility to do a good job for you guys, which has made me, in turn, now have over 125 stellar workouts that just keep seeming to get better and better. And it's like having my own little shrink that just doesn't talk back. I just can talk to you guys and get all of my shit out while also getting my body right. Mind, body, and spirit, baby. Now we're going into the fuck exercise. This is good for your love life. Now, the key thing to understand is even if you're really good at the exercise, it does not mean you're going to get laid whatsoever. So you have to actually go out and meet people and talk to them, which is, you know, not on the table for me. But if that were to ever occur, I'm ready. Just like if anybody ever wants to climb Mount Everest, I'm ready. really burns the hamstrings and the glutes, and try to really hold it up at that flex point for an extra second, extra squeeze, extra flex. Plant my left foot right straight up in the air. You can see stream by stream my leg is growing. Like I said yesterday, they're never going to be Saquon Barkley legs. But even without lifting heavy weights, without putting a ton of pressure on my joints, you can see significant muscle development. So my legs used to just be like string beans. I used to basically just do upper body and run. But the ground game, the yoga, the air squats are really paying dividends. Key though, like anything, is consistency. If nothing else, I got that. I'm going to try to get Frank to try strawberries today. It's my big goal of the day. Also, shout out to Shane Gillis. I think we might get a walk with him in the next 6 months or so. But ever since he invited us to that Notre Dame game, I've been chasing him. And I don't bother, other Barstool people to leverage their friendships, because that wouldn't be cool. That's just not the way to do business. You gotta get stuff done yourself. So it's been over 3 years, since August of 2023. I've been chasing him. And he actually responded yesterday. Nice little conversation. He said, Frank's the fucking man. I sent him the side-by-side of he and Frank walking at Notre Dame and how Frank looks now. And Shane was like shocked. He hadn't realized, he didn't remember that it wasn't officially walk number one. But when we went to that Notre Dame game, Mikey and I went. It's all in that trip. Mikey Betts took me aside and said, Jenks, listen, I love Frank. You love Frank. And you've now built a close enough relationship with him where he will not take offense and he will listen to you if you encourage him to start walking. And I was like, you sure? I don't want to offend him. I don't want to, our relationship was really starting to get closer. And Mikey Betts, son of a bitch, he really pushed me to do it. And I did it after the Notre Dame trip. And what was so perfect about it was that Mikey and I didn't know or plan it, but Shane's Airbnb was really far away from the field relative to Frank's walking ability at that time, which was not good. Yet we walked all the way to the field. And then Frank made a comment about how it was good to do a nice walk. I had my opening. We should start walking. We did walk number one when we were back in New York with the plan of doing 2 or 3 a week. After that one conversation, after walk one, I've never had to motivate Frank since. On diet, of course, still bust his balls every day. But walking, if anything, I have to calm him the fuck down when he's behind on step count. He's regular hitting 22,000 a day now, which I told him yesterday, it's almost half a marathon. It's like 10 point something miles. Half a marathon would be like 13. Unbelievable. Doing our reverse crunches here. Lower abdomen. Let me just turn the screen a little. I want you guys to see on my best reverse crunches. I'm coming up, let me just make sure you can see it. So I'm coming up to here where I'm really bent at 90 degrees, but what's even more important is coming down slowly with your legs straight, not touching the ground, and then coming right back up. And that, my friends, is body control. If you want to get good at any type of exercise, I'm a firm believer in working it from the inside out. And this is a perfect example of core strength. It's not that my legs are so incredibly strong that this is easy. It's that my hips, my abdominal muscles, my lower back, my upper back, my traps, my pecs, my obliques, I work them all with equal intensity. So the entire core is like a rod, and I'm not overly relying on one muscle or another. Everything's working in perfect harmony. And that's how you get really good form, really good body control, and ultimately the best, healthiest type of strength, in my opinion. Maybe you don't lift the heaviest weight, but I'm 5'10", 154. I shouldn't be lifting the heaviest weight. If I were, I'd probably be on the juice. And like, who gives a shit about people lifting heavy weights and being on anabolic steroids? It's not really, it's not really going to be functionally helpful to you. If anything, the inverse. I don't know how many I've done, but my foot just touched the ground, so it's going to be 10 penalty reps. Come up, here's scissor. Even harder with the hands up in the air. You're completely balancing on your back. Be very careful with your neck here. You gotta really practice to get the balance down. And you can see from all the air squats, I'm starting to get myself a little butt. Woo! Oh, I'm definitely gonna end the stream in that position. So that's the freezed frame at the end. That's brilliant. That's just Scorsese type editing with Dwayne Johnson type marketing. All right. Buddy. Why does Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah, keep coming up on my Spotify? I really hope my dad's okay. I have to say, Frank and Mikey have been, and Stu have been incredible friends for me. It's been going on for a couple years. I don't really talk about it. Not really supposed to talk about it, I guess. But those guys have made it less difficult, not more difficult. And again, Stu is my fucking hero when it comes to being a good son, being the best son. Shout out Howie. Howie used to come to Stu's. We'd get him in the car, we'd take him to the patio area, put him in a lawn chair, he had his sunglasses on, big smile. And he'd almost start every day, every time I saw him with, these two nurses gave me a sponge bath today. Oh, Howie. It was so funny. Did a lot of bicep and shoulders yesterday, so we're closing out today with some triceps. Minimal breaks. We're doing a superset, a regular pull down. Hands go out to the side at the flex point, and then we go right into the hammers, and then take a 20-second break at most. Good complement to the bench press, because the pull-ups and bench are obviously also going to work your shoulders. We did a lot of shoulders yesterday between yoga and band work, even the day before that. So today we're going to try to stay off of those ones we've done a ton of the other days, work our other muscles, which right now, triceps is the focus. By taking minimal breaks, by supersetting it, each superset is 10-10, which is 20. So 3 of these are 60. You don't think of it this way, but you're ripping through 60 reps very quickly. Another workout, another body armor. All right, triceps are on fire. Ah! Ah! Turn. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna do one more set of sit-ups. We're either at 300 or 400, so I think we're at 300, so this will get us to 400. So we've done bench press, pull-ups, tricep superset. We're gonna end up with 400 crunches, did 100 air squats, did about 15 to 20 minutes of yoga, ran 2 miles, walked uphill, and lots of twists. It's a nice full body workout. $50. $70. $80. $90. $400. Let's go for 500. $420. $30. 25 left. $500. Woo-wee! 500 crunch day, baby. Woo-wee! All right. More set on the triceps. We're going to call it a day. Wake up bar stools on in 10 minutes. Shit, time flew by. Time flies when you're having fun. So what we're going to do is 2 supersets here, which means 10 reps, 10 reps, 10 reps, 10 reps, which is 40 reps. We did 60 before. That means in total, we're going to end up doing 100 triceps reps, all very quickly. The power of the superset remains unmatched. Getting a great little pump here in the arms. 10 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay. Second slash, this is our 6th set. Sorry, what am I? Yeah, 5th set. Sorry, 5th set. I knew my math was off for a second. 10 more. Just like that, we're going to do 100 reps on our triceps on top of everything else. It's a really good full body workout because my body is confused. It's like, gents, what part did we actually work today? Is it my legs that are sore? Is it my shoulders? Is it my triceps? Is it my abs? No one will ever know. All right, guys. I'm going to try to do this really cool Scorsese-like angle to close out. But I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Don't take no shit off of nobody. And just remember, today's the day. There's no reason to wait. All your dreams, everything you want, it's there for the taking. But you have to be the one that takes it. No one's going to give it to you. Have a great day, guys. Love you all.